CEBEX, or is it CBEX, or whatever the name is called, was a well-orchestrated scam. It was well orchestrated by not just one person or two people, or not even five people, or even 10 people. It was orchestrated by a group of people, not just only in Nigeria, but across the world. From Nigeria to other African countries, to the United Kingdom, to Europe, to India, and to the United States of America. So this scam was not just only orchestrated by a few Nigerians. This big heist, this big robbery was carried out by a group of people across the globe, across the world. I'm so sure, that no single individual, not two people or not five people or not even 10 people can successfully carry out this kind of heists. Okay, because this thing had gone global, not just only in Nigeria, in the UK, it's everywhere. So not just a few 5, 10 people can orchestrate this kind of thing. It's a group of people. I'm sure if they're up to over 100 people, okay, even more, who have been able to orchestrate this fraud and this scheme and run away with people's hard-earned money. The first time I heard about this CEBEX was, I think, probably a month ago. Okay, I think it was about a month ago or 2 months ago, thereabout. And well, I didn't actually, pay attention, because when people talk about these things in the first instance, I don't usually pay attention to it, because I ask myself some very, very valid questions. Someone tells you to bring probably $1,000, and then after 1 month, you're going to get $5,000. How is that even possible? I don't know. How is that possible? What kind of business do they want to do? That will turn $1,000 into 5,000 in a period of 1 month. This is actually ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. It's not even possible. It's not possible. There's no business that you will do that will turn $1,000 to $5,000 in a period of 1 month. Well, maybe it's possible, but in my experience, I have never seen that kind of business before. And just over a month ago, I made a video. If you check this link, you're going to see the video there. I talked about some investment I had done in the past that has crashed. Okay. And the reason for that video was to share with you that all this is not to probably castigate you, that you lost some money, but what to take your lessons from there. So in that video, I think I shared about 3 or 4, no, I think it's about 5 different investment schemes that I had invested in the past and that has crashed in one way or the other, and where I had lost my money. I think I also highlighted about 2 businesses that I also did, okay, that I lost my money at the end of the day. I believe that video will actually, help you. And also, so if you just check this link, you're going to see that video right there. So back to CEBEX. So why do I believe that this CEBEX is not run by one person or 2 or even 5 or even 10 people? Okay, so I so much believe that this hype, okay, about the CEBEX is not just run by just one person or 2 people, because I happen to stumble on a particular, Telegram group. Okay, and in this Telegram group, they were just talking about this CEBEX, talking about the returns on investment. And I did a scroll. I checked the phone numbers that are on that group. There were like thousands of people on that group alone. And I did a scroll. I saw several names, so many Indian names, and yes, Indian, so many Indian names, so many Nigerian names, from every part of Nigeria, so many names, from other parts of Africa, so many people from the US, so many people, from the UK. So, and it was thousands of people in that same group. And that's why I so much believe that this scam and this big heist, this big daylight robbery was not just organized by just a few people, it was organized by some set of people across the globe. And because I so much believe that one person or 5 or 10 people cannot pull this kind of, this kind of stunt. 5 or 10 people can't pull this kind of stunt. It's not possible. Okay, it's a collaborative effort of different people in different parts of the world that has made the loss for people even so significant. I heard that people lost close to probably 1 trillion naira. Do you know how much that is? That is over $1 billion, 1 trillion. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. This is not even, some states in Nigeria don't even have budgets, of trillions of naira. Okay, so it's mind-boggling, okay, that such amount of money will just disappear into the thin air. It's mind-boggling that such amount of money, okay, will just vanish, okay, without trace. And how have they been able to do this? By the power of cryptocurrency. Because everyone has found out now that when you send money to bank accounts and here and here and there, it's possible for people, for CBN to trace those bank accounts. Okay, but when you send money through cryptocurrency, you will not be able to trace it. You can hardly trace it. Okay, you need very powerful tools and resources, and intelligence for you to trace cryptocurrency payment and transactions. It's not a layman's job. It's very, very difficult. And I believe that's why cryptocurrencies were also used to move these funds out of people's accounts to the scammers' accounts. So this scheme is so much on a large scale that it was even on the radio station. It was on the radio station. Can you believe it? Can you imagine? Can you imagine it was on the radio station? I think I'm going to publish, post on this video, a clip of a radio station whereby the CBEX team came to actually advertise these program, this fraud, this scam. I also believe that some of these radio stations need to be held liable, because why are you just going to entertain a fraudulent scheme, someone's, who you have not validated the business, you don't know how the business runs, somebody just comes, pays a huge amount of money because they want to advertise on your show, and you accept that money, and then you advertise on your show, and because the populace, people so much believe in your radio station, lots, hundreds of thousands of people listening to that program, a lot of people who are in their need of money, even to the extent of going to borrow money from people, would be deceived to put in their money into this scheme. And why? Because they believe that anything coming from a radio station should be authentic. Yeah, and that's what most people believe. Most people, okay, without doing their due diligence, believe that anything they hear on the radio station, they just take it hook, line, and sinker. A lot of people also believe that any information that they hear from probably their favorite influencers on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, or on whatever medium, anything they hear from them regarding investment, they take it hook, line, and sinker, and they just believe it. Okay, so many people do not do their own research. They so much believe that whatever an influencer says or whatever the radio station says, they believe it's correct. And that was what gave a kind of legitimacy to this fraud. And that's one other reason why I believe that this scheme is not just a scheme carried out by 5 or 10 people, it was carried out by hundreds of people across the globe. And so for the last few days, it's been crying, it's been wailing, it's been screaming, it's been people complaining, people shouting and wailing about their lost money. People even went as far as going to borrow money from family and friends. Some even went to the bank to borrow money just to put in this fraudulent scheme. If you lost your money, your own personal money, that's a different ball game. But if you now go to borrow money and lose your own money plus the other person's money, then you know that this is a big problem. This is what you call double wahala. So this is just a little education about, these Ponzi schemes. Ponzi schemes, usually, what do they do? Ponzi schemes, usually, what is it all about? Okay, so any kind of investment, any kind of scheme that tells you, okay, that before you can make money, you have to bring other people to make money, it's already tending towards being a Ponzi scheme. There are some things that they call multi-level marketing, okay, MLM. That's a different level of Ponzi, okay, where they will tell you, you bring people, maybe you bring 2 people, the 2 people bring another 2 people, the other 2 people bring another 2 people, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. Fortunately, unfortunately, the people at the top of the pyramid, they make all the money, while the people who joined last are the one who are going to suffer for it. And that's just the same way it was in this CEBEX case, because it was people who joined late, probably last month or 2 months or 3 months ago. They are the one who have become victims. So anyone joining at the later stage will always suffer for it at the end of the day, because the pyramid will no longer be able to hold. As more people come in, they keep needing more money and more money and more money. And then it comes to a time whereby the money that is being generated by the lower level people cannot be sufficient to take care of the people who are at the upper part of the pyramid itself. For these Ponzi schemes, earlier investors are paid from the money that they make from new investors. Okay, so they are not being paid by money that has gone into maybe a product or service or to build a product that they are selling or something, but it's just more like robbing Peter to pay Paul. You take money from this person to pay this person, and now this person needs his money. You get another money from someone, and then you pay this person, and that's how the chain continues and continues, and it gets to a time whereby the chain will no longer be able to hold, and then things fall apart. So any kind of scheme whereby early investors are paid with money from newer investors, you already know that this is a Ponzi scheme and it will never last. I'm sure we were all there when it was MMM. MMM was really, really popular then too, years ago. So MMM was a mega Ponzi scheme. It stayed for a while, and then after, as normal Ponzi schemes will be, it went crashing down. Okay, so what are the signs for you to look out in an investment or in a scheme for you to determine whether they are Ponzi schemes or not? Number one, when the rate of return or interest rate is so high, like someone tells you, bring 1,000 and you're going to get 5,000. Okay, or bring 1,000 and you're going to get 1,500, or bring 1,000 and you're going to get 2,000. My dear, please run. Anything that looks unrealistic means it is not actually real. When it's too good to be true, then you know that it is not true. And that is Ponzi scheme for you. When there are unrealistic high rates of return or high interest rate, know that this is a Ponzi scheme and that it will crash one day. Number two sign to look out for a scheme, whether it is Ponzi or not, is when you just begin to hear about them overnight. Okay? There is no track record. There is no business that has been built. There is no product that they are selling, or there's no service that they are rendering. All of a sudden, you start hearing people left, right, and center saying, oh, there's this scheme, you put your money in. By the time you start hearing, put your money, forget it. It is Ponzi. Forget it. It is scam. And you're going to lose your money. You will lose your money. Forget about it. Then you put money and you get, forget it. It is scam. Number three, when the people who are involved in the scheme, okay, probably the pioneers, cannot even tell you how the money is being made. Okay, so if all they can tell you is that, oh, get people here and there, and when you get people, we invest in something, and then you make your money, forget about it. Know that it's Ponzi. When they cannot really explain to you what product or service that they are generating, what product are they building, how are they making, what are they selling to people? Okay, is it food? Is it cosmetics? Is it jewelry? Is it electronics? Or what are they producing? Okay, know that it is a Ponzi scheme when these pioneers cannot tell you how they make money. Another way to know that it's a Ponzi scheme is after you have put your money and you find it difficult to withdraw your money. Maybe after a few days or a few months, you find it difficult to withdraw your money. Know that something is fishy, something is at stake. It's Ponzi and you have lost your money. Sorry. So how do you protect yourself, from this scheme? The first way to protect yourself is do research. Okay? Do a research about the company. Go to Google. Google is your friend, like they say. Type the name of the company into Google. Search for them for the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and try to see what business have they done, what product or service have they created, how have they been making money. Look at their financials, look at their books. I'm sure not everybody will be able to look at a company's financial, and so on, like that. But if you're not able to look at the financials, get someone who is good with numbers, an accountant, or someone who is good with mathematics or accounts, to actually look at the books and see how are these people making money. What products are they actually manufacturing? What products are they making? If this kind of thing does not exist, please run for your dear life. Number two, ask questions. Ask questions. It's also similar to the video that I talked about, earlier. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. And when you're not getting the right answers, please run for your life. Okay? Please run. Ask questions. When they're not able to provide a good answer, or they argue, or they are being defensive and try to argue, know that it is a no-no. Know that it's a Ponzi scheme. Please run. Another way, number three, avoid urgency or pressure. They are putting pressure on you. Oh, put the money, put the money, put the money. Please put the money now. If you don't put the money now, you're going to lose. You're going to do. They put you under so much pressure. The right investment vehicle would not put you under pressure for you to put your money down. No. Okay, so when you start getting pressure from them, from people that you need to put your money on time so that you can make more money, know that it's Ponzi, pick race. On a final note, it is my hope and my prayer that the people who have lost money, into this CEBEX scheme, because it's massive, like I said, it's really massive. It's my hope and prayer that people who have lost money will be able to get back their money. The police are on it. They've informed Interpol, and I know they are doing their job. Okay, I know they are doing their job. So let's hope and pray that these people are able to get their money. And please, if you know someone who has invested in this scheme, please look out for them. I'm begging, please look out for them. Quite a lot of people, could be, depressed, especially for those that have used their school fees, those who have borrowed money, and so on, and this money is gone. Quite a lot of people will get into depression. So please, if you know someone who have lost money, please watch out for them. Help them, please help them. Even if you have money, words of encouragement, please can help them in this very tough moment, because it's a very tough moment, a very tough period of time for them. And at the end, wisdom is profitable to direct. So wisdom is profitable to direct. I believe one reason why people fall into this trap is lack of education. And that's why I'm here to educate people today. Okay, if you have the right education, you have the right knowledge about how investments works, about how money can be used, okay, to make products, okay, and service that can be sold, and then the money can be recouped, then you will be able to decipher, okay, from like a meter, you would know that this scheme is Ponzi scheme and it's not going to last. So I believe lack of education is one reason why people fall for this kind of scheme. The other reason why people fall for this kind of scheme is greed. And yes, it's true. A lot of people are greedy. Okay. For example, someone tells you, okay, bring $1,000 and then you get $500 in a period of 1 month. It's greed. It's only someone who is greedy for gain, okay, that will actually be very, very enticed, about that kind of scenario. So lack of education, greed also, can also cause it. Another thing is also pressure. When you see people around you doing the same thing, you don't want to be left out. You don't want to be left out. You also want to join them. The bandwagon effect. That's also one way. That's the third way, why I feel that people fall into this, kind of scheme. And probably, poverty too, can also be there, as the fourth one, why people also fall into this kind, of scheme. People who, who don't have enough, they want to just use the little that they have to make more money. And that's why there's quite a lot of people gambling. They get their salary, the small peanut salary that they get at the end of the month. What do they do with it? They gamble it away at the end of the day. Unfortunately, all in the bid to make more money. Okay, but instead of gambling your money, instead of putting your money into a Ponzi scheme, look for a small business. Okay, a business that won't stress you, something that won't stress you, that you can just run. Okay, if your 1,000 naira can give you extra, probably 50 naira. Okay, at the end of a month, or 50 naira, or 100 naira at the end of a month, it's big gain, it's big profit. Okay, that's something. All right. Don't listen to someone that will tell you, okay, bring 1,000 naira and then you get or $1,000 and you get 500, dollars. Okay, they're just after your money. So if you can start a business with a 1,000 pounds, in your small area, and if the profit you can make every month is $50, it's something. It's something. So financial education is very, very important. People knowing how business works, how money works, also is very, very important. And I hope that you have learned one or two things in this video. Please don't forget to share with your friends and family. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. God bless you and have a great evening. Bye-bye.